Hello, my name is Jordan Wilkins. I graduated from West Chicago High School in 2019, where I committed to Elgin Community College, and I played here 2019-2020 season. Um, Played here 2020-2021, got canceled because of COVID, and then we just finished up the 22 season, and I'm leaving here first team all conference and conference player of the year.
What kind of tips and tricks do you have for high school guys that are trying to choose a college or a situation out of high school?
So recruitment coming out of high school, some tips or tricks I give would be definitely go somewhere where you're wanted. Go somewhere where the environment is more family-like. Obviously you want to go somewhere you want to play. That factors into it. Also, how far you want to go. Which state it is, and probably the biggest thing is price and tuition. So, obviously if you can get a scholarship, that'd be great. If you can't, maybe depends on like your family situation, if they have enough money to, support you in wherever you want to go. But definitely the biggest thing is definitely go somewhere where you're wanted and you're not going to be just another player. Go somewhere where you're needed and, you can fit into your role and, you can work hard.
As far as playing, going from being a relative unknown guy out there to being the guy, you're the defense's focal point every night. How do you mentally prepare for those situations so that way you can be better here and at a 4-year situation?
So my answer to that would be, obviously I know I was unknown. And I didn't want to be unknown, so it made me work hard. And, once I put that work in, obviously the numbers showed, and obviously I became a huge defensive priority for other teams. And I'd say, the way I handled it, I just, continue to work harder. If I train myself in the gym and I prepared, those moments in the game when I'm tired, I'm being chased around all the time, it don't matter to me because I know I put that work in. And so, obviously, yeah, it gets stressful, but at the same time, I also take it as a compliment, that the other coach needs, his guys, glued on to me so they make sure I don't put up the numbers that I've been putting up. So, I take it as a compliment. I take it as a blessing and a curse. We'll put it that way. But honestly, to, get past that, I'd say just keep, working in the gym, try working on new things, to get open, things like that. I'm not going to get too technical, but yeah.
As far as being a student athlete, what can you give as far as tidbits, as far as time commitments to staying on the up and up as far as coursework and still being able to work on the court?
So being a student athlete definitely isn't easy, especially when you're on scholarship. You have to maintain a certain GPA to keep your scholarship, to pay for your academics and your classes. So you definitely have to stay on top of your schoolwork and make sure you're at that required GPA. The time commitment, I wouldn't say it's a lot, but I wouldn't say it's not a lot. You definitely have to put time in during the week to complete your homework assignments. I personally have all my classes online, so when you have your classes online, you kind of have to be self-disciplined enough to wake up and say, okay, I'm gonna do some homework on this day. I might knock out some homework tomorrow. You got to get it all done by the due date. On top of that, like, just if you even have a job too, that definitely adds into it. You might have to make yourself a little schedule. And obviously you got basketball too, so you gotta work around your practice and everything. So the time commitment to school, it's not easy, but I would say it's worth it if you work. So.
All right, and what's your major?
Kinesiology.
So as far as the recruitment process goes, now that you've played 2 years, do you like it? What are some things that you can give to others as far as just how it goes? Because I think people think it should go faster than it does, and it doesn't necessarily work like that.
So personally, I love the recruitment process. I love the fact that I'm able to connect and talk to other coaches about, opportunities to come and play my next, year or two. I see it as a blessing, all levels, NAIA, Division III, Division II, all those levels. So, and some information that I would give somebody, if they're being recruited or give them some like tips or anything, definitely talk to every coach that contacts you. Like, you never know like what their situation is. If they end up leaving that school and they still like you, and they get a bigger position, they can maybe contact you at another school and present another opportunity for you. So you definitely want to keep all your doors open. Contact every coach and be truthful, like about how you feel about that school. Like, if you're not really feeling that school, it's okay to say no if that's not the fit for you. But I would definitely always respond back to these coaches, because like I said, you never know when a situation can change and it could be better for you or it could be worse. But why not take the chance?
How do you think a guy coming out of high school or a gal coming out of high school, how do you think they should prepare to play at the next level? Like, what does that off season after high school where everything's going on, like prom and everything, like what does that look like?
So personally, as soon as high school season ends, you're getting straight to work probably that next week. You definitely don't want to take too much time off. The next level is definitely nothing to mess with. The intensity is way higher. The pace, everything's quicker, everyone's way stronger. So you definitely gotta get into the weight room right away. Start pumping iron. You definitely want to get into some speed and agility drills to up your athleticism. At that next level, you definitely gotta be able to jump, run on fast breaks, and play obviously in the playing style wherever you go. So you definitely want to adapt to that, but you definitely gotta start putting in some work and try to go into some open runs with some good competition as well. Like, play with people who are older and grown, so you play with that that grown strength, and it will definitely like prep you for the next level.
Why JUCO?
So for me, coming out of high school, I had the mentality that a lot of these kids these days have is, they want to get out to a big school, they want to get away from home and their parents. They want to go live that, that college life and play at a big university. That's a lot of kids' dreams, and sometimes these kids don't, get recruited by these big time schools coming, straight out of high school, and they still try everything they can to, get to them. I personally had that same mentality. I wanted to come out of high school and get to a big university, and I ended up committing to one, to a school that, thought really wanted me, but at the same time, it was a Division III, so I would have been paying, higher tuition and, maybe possibly going into debt. After I talked with my parents and, a lot of conversations with myself and God, I think I came to a realization that I didn't want to go into debt. And, I felt like I was half wanted, wherever I was committed to. And so I decided, check out the JUCO route. I had a JUCO talking to me still. Obviously, I had put them on the back burner, like, I'll be truthful about it. But it ended up being the best decision I've ever made. I came here and I was still wanted. I was able to play my game. The coaches, they let me play freely out on the court. I didn't have to worry about any debt, and I stayed down and I worked hard. And so I think that's why I have a lot of the accomplishments I have now. So that's probably my answer for that.
Gone. Yeah. I got it. We on the move. We on the move.